LSU going on the road to Clemson for the battle of the true Death Valley. Let's get into it, boys. Score prediction times. Number one key to the matchup. Guys, I truly believe this is the key to the matchup in any LSU football game this year. If you keep Garrett Nussmeier upright, I promise you he's going to compete to win. I promise you right now, if you can protect Garrett Nussmeier, I truly believe he's going to be in New York fighting for a Heisman this season. The problem with this is they couldn't protect him last year. They had two first round caliber tackles last year and couldn't protect him. The interior of the offensive line was just not good enough. All right, so they have got to take steps in terms of protection this year up front. It's a major key for them moving forward. Here's why it's a nightmare situation for this one. That Clemson defensive line is as good as anybody in college football. Nay, I'd say they are the best in college football. Peter Woods is a first round draft pick. TJ Parker's a first round draft pick. Wade Woodaz is great. Sammy Brown is great. DJ Capehart is great. They brought in a defensive end from Purdue. They got a great front six. All right. Or as we said last night, they got great box play at Clemson. We love the box at Clemson. All right. So that's a major concern in this football game, and I'll give Clemson an edge for it.
Definitely. I think another concern is we talk about quarterback play. Cade Klubnik versus Garrett Nussmeier. It's a big matchup, and keeping them upright is going to be important. But also keeping these defenses honest. If you can't run the football, neither of these quarterbacks are going to be as effective. And both of these questions, there's huge question marks for both of these teams. Clemson's going to be starting a true freshman in Gideon Davis, or a redshirt freshman, I believe, in Gideon Davis. Caden Durham for LSU. We don't know who's going to be able to run the football. We think that it's going to be a struggle for both teams. So I think whichever team is more effective at running the football will open things up for that quarterback.
To your point, wouldn't that make Cade one of these X factors, because he's going to be the only quarterback that is a threat to run.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be able to add into the run equation for Clemson, and they're going to need it. They're going to need it because of what you mentioned right there. Somebody's going to have to be able to run the football. Neither of these teams were very good at it last year.
No, they were not.
I think we read the stat off. In 3 games against SEC football teams last year, Clemson was sub 80 yards on the ground and sub 3 yards per carry. Inefficient and didn't get the yardage. LSU was 107th last year in rushing yards per game.
My key to the matchup is which quarterback can avoid the catastrophic misses, not the catastrophic turnovers or any of that. The catastrophic misses. In other words, when the OC dials one up at the perfect time for us to hit an explosive and put like guaranteed points on the board, like it's going to hit. You just got to make the throw. Who's going to make more of those, or who's going to hit the more crucial one down the stretch of this football game? I'm going to give the edge to Nussmeier because he's going to take more of them. I know that for a fact about him. He's not going to shy away and turn down plays for him. He's going to take the big shots at the very least, and I think he's got some improved weapons this year to increase the percentage of those hitting this year.
Of any of these defensive coordinators, though, Tom Allen or Blake Baker,
that's true. That's a good point. If anyone's
going to get caught with their pants down, is Blake Baker.
That's a good point.
History says, at least last year's history said, LSU would do things randomly where it's like, oh, wow, we're doing too much, and we just gave up a busted coverage. There goes 75 to the door. We can't allow that to happen this year. I think year 2, I think you should be able to expect some of that to be cleaned up. We've given Kay Womack the benefit of the doubt here, right? His problem was repetitive scheme. LSU's problem was being a little too exotic last year and getting caught with their pants down. I hope they get it cleaned up this year for LSU's fans' purposes. Who's the X factor in this football game? And try to tell me why it's not Harlem Berry, the true freshman running back for LSU. You're talking about it. Hey, who's going to be the running back for LSU? How are we going to create some type of sense of run game? Harlem Berry might be the fastest running back in college football this year as a true freshman. Okay, he is an electric play waiting to happen. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. And if it's going to happen week 1 for this football team. All he needs is one. Just give me one explosive Harlem Berry tote, and I think it flips the momentum of this football game.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of viable options for who's going to be the X factor in this game. There's a lot of guys on both sides that have the opportunity to make a difference. Ultimately, I went with Harold Perkins, and here's why. They have moved him to the star position this year, and for those who don't know, it's the nickel safety that comes on the field, or pretty much stays on the field at this point in the way offenses are played nowadays. He's going to be around the ball a lot, but he's going to be in pass coverage a lot more. If Harold Perkins is not a viable option in the deep passing coverage, Cade Klubnik is going to be able to expose that very much. If Harold Perkins is everything that they have said he is, and he is playing amazing at this position, he's going to be locking down. He's going to be all around the ball. And he's going to give that Clemson offense a lot of problems.
Let me just paint a picture for you. It's 1st and 10, ball at the 45, plus 45, okay? Antonio Williams is in the slot in a 3-by-1 situation, and Harold Perkins has to turn and run with him.
I don't like that.
You don't like it?
I don't love it, but
I mean, nobody really likes it. That's why nobody does it.
right.
But we talked about it when they announced that he's going to do this, that he's going to play star. It's the first thing we drew up on the board. How are you going to defend 3-by-1? How are you going to defend Antonio Williams running down the middle of the field? And if the answer is turn and run with Harold Perkins, then Harold Perkins better be the best athlete to have played college football over the last 10 years.
And that's why he's my X factor. Because if he is that, hey, they've got an answer there, and Clemson's defense or Clemson's offense is going to have trouble.
I'm not saying he can't be Isaiah Simmons in college.
Yeah.
Isaiah Simmons worked in college. Isaiah Simmons is not working in pro ball because that's a different level. So I'm with you. It can work. It's just it hasn't over the last since Isaiah. Since Isaiah, it has not worked. I would argue that Clemson, ironically enough, tried it with Barrett Carter.
Would you throw Jamal Adams in that category?
No, he played box safety.
He was strong
That's
safety.
just that he played a no different of a position in my opinion than Minka, than all of these, than Honey Badger, than all of these. He's too good not to be close to the box than what Caleb Downs is doing right now. You're just too good and too impactful to not be around hovering in the low hole. So yeah, there's that.
I'll be real quick with this. The X factor for me is the other running back. I think Adam Randall for Clemson is the bigger part of this game for them because I know that Cade Klubnik can add in on the run game, but I don't want him doing that. I don't want him running the football with a field that has Whit Weeks and Harold Perkins on there. I don't want my starting quarterback doing that. So if we can establish a run game, can Clemson do that with Adam Randall? I think that increases their position in this football game.
Boys, I got Garrett Nussmeier, the Nuss Bus, and Cade Klubnik throwing for a combined 600 yards on Saturday. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
I like that. You know what? I didn't want to make this my unless it doesn't happen take, but getting the national temperature and just judging by everyone else is saying this is going to be it. Clemson does not defend Death Valley. LSU breaks the streak, and here's why. Dabo Swinney is winless in his last 6 matchups against ranked SEC teams.
Talk to him.
In those 6 games, the offense has averaged just 13.8 points a game.
Buns.
Meanwhile, opponents are averaging nearly 30 points per game. Everyone wants to talk about Brian Kelly and how they can't win the Week 1 game. Dabo Swinney's problems against ranked SEC teams date back to 2019. I'm going LSU winning this game. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Hey, be quick with the score predictions because Georgia fans are already crapping on us for running long on the national hour here on the live stream. I got Clemson winning this football game 27-24.
Same note. I got Clemson 27-24. And they don't hate me for this one, Brooks. Unless it doesn't happen, this game screams to me that there's going to be a crucial special teams error that costs the game.
Ooh, I love that.
Muff punt.
Does Clemson have a field goal kicker? I feel like they haven't in 10 years.
I don't know, but special teams is going to cost somebody in this game.
LSU 27-23. That's my prediction.
Ooh. Clemson, LSU?
Yep.
All right. Hey, we got a whole nother hour coming up after the break, and it is a loaded local hour. We'll talk to you on the other side.